January 14th, 2023. The day is finally here.
You know, as you get older in life, you start to think about what really matters. Reality really starts setting in, and you're no longer that little kid that had all those unrealistic expectations for life. And when you get old and look back on your life, you'll realize that things like the money in your bank account, the size of your house, or even the job that you held while you were alive didn't really matter that much. I mean, yeah, those things were nice, but what really mattered were the people that you surrounded yourself with and the memories and experiences that you shared with them. And so that is what I tried to focus on for this year's ski trip. There are about 8 to 9 guys in this world that I'm happy to call my boys. We've literally grown up together, and some of us have known each other since literally the first grade. And ever since high school, we started taking these yearly vacations together. Some of us haven't always been able to make it, but we've always tried to do something at least once a year. And you know, at first it was always about where we were going or what we were gonna do on these trips, were we gonna get the most out of the money that we were spending or the PTO that we were burning. But we're almost 30 now, and some of us are getting married this year, so we decided to throw it back and do a good old-fashioned guys only trip. Boys only, 7 nights, the mountains of Colorado, a little bit of skiing and snowboarding. I wouldn't have it any other way. This year we decided to go to Pagosa Springs, Colorado and to ski Wolf Creek Pass. It was a place that Tristan and Andrew had been to, and they swore that the powder was good. You know, I personally was super excited for this year's trip because it was my second ever snowboarding trip, and I feel like I had got all my falling out of the way already on the first trip. Now, if you were to look Wolf Creek Ski Resort up online, you'd find a bunch of mixed reviews. People will tell you it's a toss-up kind of depending on the weather. So with that being said, a lot of us went in with some kind of mixed feelings about the place. But the weather forecast looked promising, so we had high hopes. And you know, when we got there day one, we got there kind of late at night, and yeah, there was snow, but there wasn't as much as we were kind of expecting. You know, this place boasts having the most snow in Colorado, so we went to bed that first night with high hopes of getting dumped on overnight. And when we woke up that next day, boy were we happy. It was absolutely dumping snow. And so the majority of that first day we spent gathering supplies and groceries for a week-long stay. And I think in those first 3 days of our trip, there wasn't an hour that went by where it didn't snow. I think in that 3-day span, we got 40 inches of snow where we were. 40 inches of snow. We were so fortunate to have those conditions. And when we finally did hit the ski slopes, every expectation we had for the place was completely blown. You know, we went skiing a total of 3 days with a day off in between each time. And I think there's only a few hours while we were on the slopes where it wasn't snowing. And when it was snowing, complete whiteout conditions. Visibility wasn't great, but the trail conditions were amazing. The perfect snow to shred. It was something that we were all hoping for and something that we got, and every expectation we had was completely blown. I mean, there were times on those trails where the snow almost came up to my knees and my board and boots were completely submerged under the surface of the snow. And it was really this trip that kind of cemented my love for snowboarding. You know, I'm sitting here filming this little talking section 2 months after the trip, and I'm already hitting the boys back, wondering when we can get back out there.
Holy shit, that looks epic, dude.
The conditions were just all time. You know, we've been so lucky on these ski trips to have powder days while we're there, and it just amplifies the whole experience. And you know, even on the days when we weren't skiing, just being in the town was really cool, you know? There's natural hot springs right in the middle of downtown, and everyone that lived and worked there was actually extremely nice and welcoming. But man, can we just talk about how epic it was to wake up in the mountains? The majesty of the peaks, the snow-wrapped trees were just awesome to look at. You can never really convey the elevation of those mountains in pictures and videos. And it was just so amazing. It was like we were literally inside of a snow globe. But you know what they always say, all good things must come to an end. You know, sitting here 2 months after the trip is over, I can look back and be upset that we're no longer on the trip, but I have to keep reminding myself what trips like that truly mean. Spending time with the homies, whether we're shredding the slopes or just chilling in the hot tub, it's those experiences that truly matter in life. Spending time, making memories with the people you love is truly what the human experience is about. Money and work comes and goes, but time is something that you're never gonna get back. So stop sitting there counting the days and get up and make the days count.